This is my client for today's video. As you can see, he has a few light spots up top, but that won't be a challenge for us. We're just going to comb through his hair to start out this haircut. And the beautiful thing about his hair is that his hair grows very dense right here on the area that I'm cutting down. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and get it to match up. And we're just going to lightly graze the top, the thin parts of his hair, so that it will match up with the dark parts of his hair. And I always suggest this haircut for people who are receding or going bald. What it is basically a high bald fade, and the reason I suggest it is because since you bald the sides out on purpose, it kind of distracts from the top of the head. When people see you, they're gonna look at the fade, how gradient it is, and then your hairline. You feel me? Whereas if you rocked like a all even or afro, it's gonna look goofy because you're thinning up top. You know what I'm saying? So this haircut is ideal if you are receding or just have thin spots of any kind. Trust me, go to your barber and show them this haircut. What I'm doing right now, I have my one guard levers fully closed with my Andis Masters, and I'm going with the grain of his hair pattern. And here's the part where I'm just grazing. My lever's open now with my two. I went ahead and closed it just to kind of go a little lower. Now I switched to a lower guard, which is the one with wall, and it cuts a little lower than the one with Andis. Then we're gonna go ahead and wash his hair. So I start out with shampoo. Since he was woofing for a long time, you wanna clean his scalp. But you also don't want to forget to add some conditioner in there, just to add that moisture back in there. After I dry his hair, you see how the waves are kind of like coming in? They're nice and laid. I'm gonna start the fade, so I'm gonna start it, around his C-cup area. And remember, this is gonna be, a stretched fade. It's not gonna be a low fade at all. This is gonna be a stretched fade. So you can call this like a stretched mid fade, I guess. But to me, it's a pretty high fade. I have my wall balder clippers. If you want these clippers or any Stylecraft Gamma stuff, I do have a code with them. You can use it, save yourself some money. That's all linked down below. I'm gonna bald out anything under that. And his hair fades so easily. You guys will see throughout this video, it fades like butter. It has a very soft hair texture, especially after you wash it. I'm gonna start the fade, doing my usual process. The highest guard is just the 1.5 guard. That's the highest you're gonna use. So I'm gonna go ahead and fade down a little bit. I love fades like this where you can still see the waves coming back. On that side, you saw how y'all saw it? That was beautiful. I love when the hair is fading like that. This side was just regular. It grows pretty downwards, but the last side it was kind of growing backwards. And when you execute a fade when it's growing backwards, it looks beautiful. It's amazing. So I like to drop it just a little bit towards the back. After that, we're gonna apply foam in his hair. We're gonna brush it in. And as you can see, the top was still fuzzy, but this foam, what this is gonna do is gonna make it lay down flat. So you wanna wipe all the excess off, but still leave some on there. Put a tight do-rag on them, rag it up, tie it. And now we're gonna get started on the beard. So it's very wild. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shape it towards the end. But right here we're gonna add a little bit of kind of like a fade going into it, kind of like a reverse fade, upside down fade. And we're gonna prep the mustache and everything else to be lined up. And we're gonna do the exact same thing to this side. So I'm gonna start towards the back. And that line is crispy. We had to create a new line because he was wolfing for so long. I'm gonna take my Stylecraft liners, my sabers, and just do his cheek line. And for the bottom, it's careful. It's very important that you comb it out carefully and kind of freehand it as you're doing it, because that's a part of the line. The hair that's hanging over the line, that's a part of the line. Even for the sidebar like this, how I'm doing, it's still a part of the line. So now for the hairline, I'm using a slight technique that I do sometimes, kind of like trim over a comb but with the grain. I applied alcohol and hairspray and a little bit of liquid razor to kind of clean out all the grease from the foam, any that was left over. We're gonna hit him with a nice natural line. And on him, his vertical bars are super sharp. They always come out very sharp, so I like to make those stand out the most. This side's a little bit more trickier to get him sharp on, just because the hair, again, it grows in a weird direction on this side. I'm gonna add a light layer of enhancement. This enhancement is waterproof, as long as you don't scrub it or rub it with alcohol. Now, I don't like applying enhancements to a receding person or a person with thin spots where it completely fills in the spots, because then it just looks goofy. You kind of want to apply it over it and under it and on top of it, like above it, and just a little bit on it, just a little bit, to kind of mask it. But people will still be able to see, the light spots, of course. They just won't be as light. So we went ahead and freehanded his beard. Shout out Easy Blade Shaving Products. Go to their website and use my code for a discount. I'm gonna go ahead and hit his vertical bars in his beard with the razor. And what the razor does, it just kind of takes off those microscopic, hairs that you see. And I'm gonna go ahead and freehand towards his hairline, because that was the fuzzy part. It was still sticking up just a little bit. And this is the finished look. As you can see, my client was satisfied with the look. This is how he came in. A couple thin spots, but I knew, we would get him together. And this is how he's leaving. Night and day transformation. It's your boy 4. I'm out. Peace.